Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I would now like to read from Srila Prabhupada's Direction of Management document. The purpose of the Governing Body Commission is to act as the instrument for the execution of the will of His Divine Grace and further. And later I will also read specifics from Srila Prabhupada's will. It states here also that the GBC members will serve for a period of 3 years and may be re-elected at the end of this period. Well, interestingly enough, we have some of these GBC members who have held the position for more than 20 years, and they absolutely refuse to step down. Now, it's stated here, boldly, in bold print, that they will serve for a period of 3 years and that they will be elected by various temple presidents. But this never happens. They are holding on to their posts and positions like government officials who absolutely refuse to step down. This is not good, and this was not in Srila Prabhupada's instructions. So then the question is, why are they holding on to their posts? Now, I can speculate and give reasons as to why I think that is so, and I will. But for the moment, let me continue. Whereby it's stated that the devotees, that the GBC should be elected by different temple presidents. Again, I say interestingly that many temple presidents are unaware of this document. They had no idea that it even existed. So if they have no idea that it exists, that means that those in power, these GBC members, they can hold their positions for years. But if you consider why someone would want to hold on to their post for so many years, again, as I said earlier, I can speculate, and one of the reasons is the perks that they get. For example, some of these members, sannyasis, gurus, they travel the world. They fly to different countries. They eat well. They live a lavish lifestyle, and they're supposed to be renounced personalities. In fact, there is one GBC member, sannyas, here in Australia. What is his name? This Ramai Swami. He has been known to visit movie theaters. He's been known to go to movie houses. Now, some may say, Abhilasa, this is blasphemous. You should not speak these sort of things about certain personalities. Well, I disagree. And I'll tell you why I disagree. Because what I'm stating is fact. Not only that, this man has also insulted countless devotees here in Australia. Countless devotees, as he has insulted and offended them. Yet, had the GBC pulled them back and said, hold on, what you're doing is wrong, you should not do this. No. You should go and make amends by offering obeisances and apologies. No, he doesn't apologize. So one has to ask, well, why is he still the GBC member? Why is he still in charge when he has offended so many people? But many devotees don't ask these questions. And those that do, as I stated earlier, when they write different gurus and sannyas persons who are supposed leaders of the ISKCON society, their queries are not even answered. It's as though they never asked the question. Now, again, some devotees may say, well, you're being blasphemous against, gurus and sannyasis, and you shouldn't do that. Well, to that I say, well, I'm going to speak my truth, because what I'm speaking is true. For example, again, here in Australia, a time ago, there was a situation that happened in the Adelaide Temple. A young lady was accosted. She was molested in the temple. The GBC members, Devamrita Swami, I personally wrote him about this. Actually, I went to the Adelaide Temple. I met with this young lady, lovely lady. I met with her parents, beautiful people. And we discussed this matter. I wrote to Devamrita Swami, the GBC of Adelaide, and let us take note that he doesn't even visit the temple there, and he's been the GBC for more than 10 years. I wrote him, banking on the fact that I've known him for more than 40 years. We were good friends. And I asked him about this. And he never replied. Then, interestingly enough, I got in touch with my dear god sister, Krishna Rupa, beautiful lady, dear lady, and we have been friends for more than 30 years. I say nothing scandalous about her because she is my dear friend and sister. But because she works with the EC, or the Executive Committee, and her post is, she's the Executive Committee woman in charge of affairs within ISKCON, something of that nature. I'm not sure of the exact terminology of her post. And I asked her about this situation and what could be done, since she's the woman in charge of women affairs. And I was shocked when she told me that she couldn't do anything about it. And I said, well, why not? She said, because the GBC authority will not allow her to come to Adelaide and investigate the situation. And I said, well, hold on a second. These men are telling you not to get involved in this situation? She said, yes. And then, admittingly, my mood changed, and I became a bit more passionate, and the tone of my questioning her upset her, and she felt offended. I did not mean to do that, and I apologized to her profusely because she is my dear sister and I respect her. But her position on this matter, I cannot respect. And then she said, well, I don't have the funds to come to Adelaide. I said, well, no problem. I will give you a return ticket. I will pay for it myself. At which point she refused, and in my opinion, my humble opinion, she became defensive. Now, Krishna Rupa, this is to you personally. You know what I'm saying is true. And you know that I did not mean to offend you, and I would never do that. And I am sorry that I did and that you were upset by my words. But I have to speak the truth. You are in charge of the affairs within ISKCON for women, and as such, you couldn't even go to visit this family and discuss this situation. Sad indeed. However, I do know that that Krishna Rupa did call the lady, but this was after the fact. Now, after the fact, by phone, really has no relevance, nor does it have potency to change a victim's mind, heart, and consciousness. And that is my opinion on the matter. And personally, I believe it is a good opinion. Hare Krishna.